Welcome back, everyone. Today I'm going to backfill around the entire well, not the entire foundation. I've got to leave some of it open so I could run some water lines, and the septic area I won't fill in, but I started to do it. And again, this was one of my, I'm only going to do a little bit and I'm not even really going to video it, and then I wished I had. So I can't really show you the before, but I think you'll remember. I'll try to get a clip of what the mountain of dirt was that I took out of here. And so I do have some tripod footage, but that's about it. And after that, I only did it for a couple hours today, so I'm going to finish it up tomorrow, and I'll get some actual better footage of that. right, this is probably an hour and a half, I guess it really was. It's a Saturday today, and we are going to go to Southern Hops Brewery. It's their 1-year anniversary today, and they're having a big thing down there, and we know the brewmaster, so we're going to go support them, and it's about an hour away from us. So I just did a little bit, as you saw. I got up on the pile. I'm going to bring the 250 up here tomorrow with the General, and I'm going to load, because I want to get all this grass, even though I'm glad this is growing. So it'll grow, you know, it'll grow some grass, but I don't want big chunks you can't grade out big chunks of grass. So I'm going to get that on the bottom and use the General and just move it over and dump it in the front. I need to dump some in there. There's a pool going in that large spot over there, so that's all going to get dug up again. So I'm not too worried about what I put in there, because it'll be coming out again. There's the septic line there, so that little area I'm going to leave open. And plus, the concrete is not totally dry yet, so I do not want to go up against it for a couple of days. So that'll be for another time. But yeah, so again, I wasn't going to video this, and then I said, well, there's quite a bit of work here and a lot of machine work, so figured I should do it. So tomorrow is another day, and I will try to be more diligent with my videoing tomorrow. All right, I'm trying to beat the rain. Maybe you'll hear some thunder in the background. Just kind of stopped a little bit, but we got some rain, we got some thunder. I filled in as level as I could by eye with the skid steer, and then I used a shovel. So we got, the water line is going to come from the shop, but it has to go around here because the electric service is coming into the back of the garage. So I'm going to have to come out on a 45, out past and around, but I want to get from here and around so I can backfill this. So I've got 1.25 inch pipe, which is the same as what it was plumbed for by the well person when they did the well. So I got this leveled pretty much. I'm going to go and make sure that it's touching everywhere, hence my shovel and my trowel. I've got a 45 corner here to lessen the friction loss. Another 45 corner here. Now, as I talked about, this area here, well, probably from there anyway, but is going to be a pool, but I did not want to take a chance out here of putting a 45 corner, and I want to have it closer to the foundation. So that goes up. I kept it a little bit to the right so that if I need to put another something out that 4-inch pipe, I can. And there is a stub right there where there will be a shutoff. But for now, I just put a cap on it. So I just wanted to show this before I backfill, but before I get down there and start just leveling. You know, it's pretty good most places. There's a little void right there, little void right there. There, I knew there'd be a void because that needs a lot right there, obviously, but I didn't have time. As you could, I think you could hear the thunder. So I'm going to just fix that up a little bit and get inside before I get struck by lightning. And tomorrow I'll fix that riser with it. That'll have a T on it because it needs to connect the water. And then I'm going to start the backfill process. So that will be, most of it's going to come from over there. This pile is all, this is topsoil, so to speak, as good a topsoil as we have here. It's not the greatest topsoil, but it does grow things, obviously. So all this is pretty much topsoil. So I'm going to backfill the majority of it with the clay from that pile right there, and then put the topsoil over it, because I don't know exactly where finished grade's going to be anyway, but at least the main part will be filled up. So that'll be the next thing you'll see. All right, for these 2 days of rain, look at how tall that grass is. Those sprouts, they're 2 feet tall. They weren't there yesterday after the thunderstorm. So the pipes all run. It's all compacted around it. I'm going to get the attempt. The 250 has not been tracking very well with much oomph. It wants to stall. So I'm pretty sure the pump, I talked about this before, I wish they had just changed it. I'll probably end up having to change it, but what I want to do is get the 250 up on that pile so I can load the general a little bit easier and quicker, and hopefully it will want to go up there. And then I'll probably knock that pile down as well. So I want to get the part that has the vegetation on it on the bottom, in the front and in the back, and I can put all that in where the porches are going to go. So let's see what happens. try this again. Got a pretty good load on that one. Right in time for that. right, here's a little interim. I got, I don't know, 2, 4, 6, 7, 10. I got 10 truckloads, general loads, quite a bit down off the pile, almost to the end, a little bit more, and I can move back. So I am going to shut the 250 off for a while, and I am going to knock these piles down because I need to get closer so I can put dirt inside the porches. So I'm going to do that because they look like I'm going to be safe from the rain now. Hopefully, fingers crossed. All right, here we are in today. So I got, I don't know how many loads, 15, something like that. Got the great stuff around my pipe, just on the top, not the bottom, just where it goes in, because that is not as deep as in the ground as the rest of the pipe. Plus, if I want to add another pipe, I can ship it out easier than putting a water plug on it, which I'll do at the end. But so I brought these two piles over here. I'm going to bring the Yanmar over, and I'm going to take this pile and, well, I'll level the rest of that up just so I can get on it, and then put this in here and take that pile and put it in here. That won't be enough, but at least that'll get me in there. And then I'll just keep bringing piles over because I want to do these kind of even here, a little bit inside, a little bit here. This way it's equal pressure where I can, and then I'll bring a few more over. This is going to take quite a bit, and I'll get this all in here because I told you I'm not going to compact it super hard, but I'm going to let it compact naturally. It's going to have about a month, a little over a month to compact. So yep, same thing there. You saw me. Oh, let me go around. I didn't really do anything on this side. Like I said, all this is like topsoil, our kind of topsoil anyway here. So I want to save that. You can see the pile's more than half gone. So I will push that down a little bit because I do want to have some topsoil on top. But I pushed it in with the dozer, and again, those piles there are going to go inside the front porch. So we might have rain tomorrow, so I wanted to get that much done, so at least if it rains I can at least do something with the Mini. So all right, tomorrow's another day. I'm dying out here. here's a little interim, because there's no good way for me to get too many shots, and I thought that camera was on when it wasn't on. So I decided, rather than dump piles over here with the General and have to move them, I would just run the skid steer from there to here and get it right in place, which was, I think, was better. And I also was able to get like all that ivy and weeds that was growing on the outside and get them in here and get them as close to the bottom as possible. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring the Yanmar over here, and I'm just going to grade this off a little bit, because I want to cap the whole thing off with that clay right there rather than this. And I'm not going to worry about getting it too perfect, because I want this to settle naturally, because I do not really want to compact this yet. I will give it a little compaction, but I'm going to let this settle. So, all right, I'm going to get on that now, and it's not quite as hot as it has been, or as humid, so it's not terrible today. Alright, I'm going to do something that I don't normally do. I'm going to do a two-parter, which I have done 2 parts. But as I was editing this video, there's a lot of good footage, or I think it's good footage anyway. So I am going to do this in 2 parts, and I'm going to do what I meant was, what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to like end my video with my normal ending and pictures and all that kind of thing. I'm just going to say right now, tune in for the next video for the part 2, and that will be my ending.